Welcome to Miracles, Music, and Pawprints. I am Sue London. I'm your host. A little bit about myself. I am a hospice pet doula. I'm a pet healer. I'm a Reiki master. I'm a spiritual teacher. Now, what I want to share about myself is that I've worked with thousands of pets and their owners around the world. I've helped them to cope, heal, and move forward. I've helped pets transition to the other side and shared their messages with their owners. And I've seen a lot of miracles and magic and healings happen as a result of animals in our life. Now, if you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website, asksuelondon.com. So check that out. I've got all kinds of goodies on there for you. And I also have meditations, they're free meditations for pets and their people. So check that out. Very relaxing. And they've got frequency in that so that you can heal, let go, cope, whatever you're going through. So check that out, my Insight Timer. And that's on my website. So you'll see a button around that. Just click it and it'll take you right there. Now, I want to tell you this story today about how animals can surprise us when we least expect it, how they sense what people need, and they just do something so simple that can be life changing for others. Now, if you're new to the show, what I like to do is every week tell you a story, tell you an inspirational story of how God put myself and my husband in the right place at the right time to help a healing happen or create miracles for somebody. Just it's just an incredible time of stories. Okay. I also channel music and the lyrics. And I like to share with every episode a song that I've channeled. And today I'm going to share with you the channeled song called My Pet, My Healer. And then at the end, I like to share just kind of a bit of a wrap up. And that's my show every week. So if you're looking for hope and healing and inspiration in your life, I want to invite you to tune in every week because I'm making this for you. I'm making this for you with whatever you're going through. Every week, I am guided to share exactly what the message is to be. And when I'm to share it, what the song is to go with that. And if there's not a song made already, then the other side has me create a song to go with the show. So there's a lot of miracles and magic happening behind the scenes before I even start doing the episodes. So you know a bit about me now. Let's go into the story. Oh gosh, it was a while back now. It's a few years. Probably about 15 years now. I'm starting to show my age. I had gone into a school, and the entire school of students, student board, and the teachers, everybody was in the auditorium. And I was sharing with the children how pets are, they create miracles for us, how they give us unconditional love. They ease our pain. They support us when we're going through challenges. And that it's very important to be kind to animals because they have so many gifts that they offer us. And I'm talking about how I would take our dog Willie, go into a sick kids hospital, and that we would create some support and some miracles and love, give love to the children and their families that were going through stuff. And I'm talking about all these different stories throughout this talk I was giving. Now, at the same time, our dog Willie was with me at the talk. He was somebody who was loved to be my sidekick at my talks, at my book signings, when I did talks in the book chains, and he'd come on TV with me. So he was really good at really picking up when people needed something. He sensed what they needed. And this is an example of exactly what happened. So I'm giving this talk and I'm sharing everything about Willie and what he did. And I got to tell you too, before I go any further, this little guy is a little Shih Tzu. He's black and white. He's got one blue eye. He's got one dark. Okay, so he's already different, which is really good for a lot of children that led into more stories. So I'm talking, and Willie's in my arm. And as I'm talking, a little boy, maybe about 7 years old, the very back of the room, he slowly got up. Every other student and teacher were sitting down. He got up and he started walking slowly to the front of the room. He had his head down. He was very sad looking. And as soon as he got up, something beautiful happened. Willie, who was in my arms, he started kind of pulling away from me to get to this little boy. Now, if you picture the size of a gym, they're pretty big. This boy is at the back of the room and he's walking up. And as he's coming closer, Willie was starting to fidget to get to this little boy. And I didn't want to let him go because I didn't want all the kids to kind of go at him and want to pat and play with him, right? So I'm holding him still and I'm still sharing and I thought, okay, there's something about to happen and let's just see how it unfolds. Because I had done enough events that I knew that when this happened, that Willie was about to show some really amazing lessons to people. And he sure did at this time. So the little boy is walking up and he's, got his head down. He's looking very sadly. And he comes up in front of me. Teachers are all looking and they're thinking, should we go get him? And I'm kind of waving them off. And he came up beside me and he said, Sue, I really wish that Willie could have been with my grandpa last night. And I asked him why. And at this point, Willie is over him. Okay, I'm still holding him, but he's licking the boy's face and he's like, can't get into him enough, right? I said, well, why is that? And he said, well, my grandpa died last night and my grandpa was alone. Nobody was with him to take him to heaven. Is he in heaven, Sue? And my heart broke for this little guy. He was such a little angel himself. And he just had such a hard time with not only knowing that his grandpa had crossed over, but he was alone and nobody was with him when he crossed. And this little boy couldn't get that out of his head, no matter how hard he tried. And so we were talking, and all of a sudden I thought, you know what? Willie just wants to work his magic. Willie just wants to help him. So I said to the little boy, if you hang on really tightly to Willie, I think he wants to give you some love. I think he wants to help you feel better. He took Willie, and Willie is licking his face. Like his hair was wet, how Willie was licking him. And, I'm looking at the teachers and they're wiping their eyes, and the students are looking, and oh my gosh, what is going on here? And they just thought it was beautiful, very beautiful. And we all watched as Willie was licking this little boy's face, and all of a sudden, a smile appeared on the little boy's face. And he said, I know my grandpa's okay. And I really love Willie. Thank you, Willie. And he started talking to Willie like he was sharing his fears with him. And it was just such a beautiful experience, what we experienced that day. And I'll never forget it, how powerful a pet can sense whatever it is that we need. So I did find out later after I finished talking and the kids had gone back to their classes with the principal and some teachers that this little boy, the parents had called the school and shared that they didn't know who to call to get help because he was seriously not sleeping. He was so scared, and his grandpa was his very best friend. And he not only lost him, but he was alone. He was fixated on this. So later I got a phone call from the parents and they thanked me and they said, for me to thank Willie because whatever happened in that assembly, they said that their little boy came home from school that day and he was smiling and he said, I know Grandpa's in heaven. I know Grandpa's in heaven. Willie told me. And I thought, oh my gosh, Willie, that is such a beautiful thing for you to have done. Isn't that a nice story? I get choked up every time I think about, I see that little boy walking up to the front of the room and he's so sad. And when you see the energy of a child that's just really devastated, you just feel so helpless. And I didn't have to do a thing but hold this dog of mine. And it was just incredible. And then what happened after, he stayed up, the little boy stayed up with me at the front of the room for the whole talk. He just really just kept kissing him and that. But what happened, other children started sharing their stuff. And they started sharing what they were fearing. And they started sharing different things. So what we did was we were letting some of these children come up and Pat Willie, and Willie would sense what they needed and he would give it to them. So it's just an incredible day. Don't ever doubt what your pet can do for you because they are such intuitive little things. And I hear such stories of what happens to some animals, and it just breaks my heart that people don't understand how special pets are. And if you have a child, I know for me, growing up as an only child, my dog Spot was my sister. And I would share my fears with her, and I would share everything that I was going through and what I was scared of, and what I didn't want to do, or what would happen, what ifs, and all this kind of stuff. And so if you have a child going through something, know that your pets can be one of the best medicines for your child. And you don't have to do anything. You just let your pet sense what your child needs or what you need and let them work their magic. And I guarantee I've seen it over and over and over again that these miracles that happen as a result of pets feeling what they need to do for their owner, it's just incredible. They are just the greatest gift from God, if you ask me, that they are just such incredible healers. So I hope you enjoyed that story. Now, what I want to do at this time is I want to play for you the song My Pet, My Healer. And it goes with that experience of what happened with that little boy in the gymnasium that day on the school talk.
When the pain feels heavy and tears start to fall, you curl beside me and heal it all. Your eyes say I'm here, your tail softly wags. Love on four paws, no need for tags. My pet, my healer, my heart, my friend. You held my broken pieces mend. With every purr, each bark, each sigh, you lift my spirit, you help me fly. You sense my pain before I speak. You stay beside me when I'm weak. Your love's a medicine pure and true. My healer's heart beats inside of you. My pet, my healer, my heart, my friend. You held my broken pieces mend. With every purr, each bark, each sigh, you lift my spirit, you help me fly. And when my journey's near its end, you'll lead me home, my faithful friend. My pet, my healer, my soul's sweet tune. Love eternal, beyond the moon. My pet, my healer, my heart, my guide. Forever and always, right by my side.
Well, welcome back. I want you to take a moment and I want you to notice how you feel right now after listening to that song. Does it guide you to reflect on what experiences you've had with your pet now or pets on the other side? And it shows you how they've always been there to support you. Okay, pets are incredible at helping know what we need because they don't ask us questions, where's your pain, or how bad is it, or where is it, or oh, is it back again? Or, how are you feeling? And why are you feeling so sad? They don't ask us any of these questions, right? They just stay. Their presence alone is healing for us. That unconditional love they give us is such a powerful healing tool for each one of us. And I'm sure that if you're watching this and if you have a pet, think back, because I know that you've got a story. I know every single person who is watching this can say, oh, I remember that. I remember that. Right? I have so many stories of all my pets doing so much miracles in my life. It's just been incredible. And just remember that, if you come across someone and your pet's not with you, your presence alone can help them as well. All right. So, pets are incredible. We can learn lessons from them on how to help others. Right. We don't need to try and fix things. We don't try and ask, where's your pain or what's going on in your head. Just by our presence alone can make a difference. And our pets can teach that lesson over and over. Right. Now, if something today in this episode, something stirred in you, I want you to know that that's okay. And I want you just to sit with it and just reflect, okay? And just be at, the present moment and at peace with it. Okay? It's a powerful story. And I've had a lot of people that got quite emotional over that. The love that we give and the love that we receive from our pets, there's nothing unlike it in the world. And I really would like to ask you at this time to look at your pet if they're on this side, or say this to your pet who's on the other side, because they're right there with you. They're listening, and just simply thank them. Thank them for coming into your life, and thank them for everything that they do for you and they've done for you. Okay, they're listening. They hear you. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode this week, and I hope this something that I have said will help you along your journey. Now, if you need my help, I invite you to go to my website. That's asksuelondon.com. And you can see, I've got consultations, I've got a healing membership for you and your pets. If your pet's getting ready to transition, or your pet's on the other side, or you're just coping yourself with your loss of your pet, I can help you. So check all that out at my website, asksuelondon.com. Now, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for being a part of this community. I want to thank you for all the love that you give your pets and for being such a great pet parent. Okay, it doesn't go unnoticed in their eyes. That's it for this week. I'm Sue London, and I want to wish you much love and many blessings. And I'll see you again real soon.